Welcome to a calm spring day in the garden. I'm working through our backyard, getting things tidied up and ready for the season. We live on almost an acre of property in Zone 8B in North Texas that backs up to a creek. We are blessed with many trees that provide beauty through all seasons. There is a constant opportunity to enjoy planting, weeding, tidying, and relaxing in the backyard. Over the years, we've added 2 large patios, stone borders, decomposed granite walkways, and lighting. I focus on perennials as much as possible to keep the budget in check, and it allows the plants to adjust and flourish in our hot Texas summers. I also experiment with some plants to see if they can thrive in our conditions. It's all fun, and I enjoy the colors, shades, and textures of what nature has to offer. We hope you join us to gain inspiration and ideas to make your space beautiful. If you enjoy gardening and peaceful spaces, please subscribe to the channel. Starting off, I've got the electric blower going. It's a lifesaver for clearing leaves, twigs, and those little elm pods that drop all over in the spring. Nature's confetti, but they sprout fast if you don't catch them. Here on the patio, I'm rearranging some of the pots. I've planted a few herbs that are thriving: lemon verbena, pineapple sage, and cilantro. There's also a dinner plate dahlia on the table and 2 big pots full of Supertunia Vista bubblegum and jazzberry petunias with tall spikes in the center. They're bright, happy, and definitely love the sun, so I will shift them around later to achieve that. You'll also see a sweet little peony with hot pink blooms and a society garlic tucked in a nearby pot. There's orange mint and sweet mint, and a little ceramic frog who's lost some of his moss thanks to the squirrels. He needs a second makeover for the season. The first one was a fail. I will get there. I keep my gardening tools close in a large Rubbermaid buffet. Pruners, snips, rakes, gloves, and some recycled trash bags for cleanup. Everything I need is right here, so I don't have to run back to the garage. Now we're up near the house in one of the smaller upper beds. There are yellow cannas and a hydrangea that's a bit behind. It was hit by a late freeze and some of the north wind. That Dewalt pruner is amazing for thicker stems and tree branches. It is also helpful on your hands if you have lots of pruning. Throughout this video, you'll see a mix of weed pulling, stick gathering, and compost shifting, spring cleanup things. We're in North Texas and the wind always keeps us on our toes. I had to prune back some surprise trees, likely squirrel planted. We added compost in January and it really helps the beds come alive. In spring, I just tidy everything. Pull nuts and debris, give the beds a fresh look. A layer of mulch or compost makes such a difference. In this bed, there's a black scallop ajuga with dark leaves and purple flowers, a Godwin Creek lavender, a Hawaiian tie, a tiny hydrangea, a first season peony grown from root, and some creeping jenny to add some interest. So far, it's not fast growing in this spot. You'll see some cords for our Govee lights that are wired in to light up the back of the house. We also light the trees and it's magical in the evenings. Later on, we'll have a separate video on our Govee lights. If you look closely, you'll see Miss Lily walking through the house. She's our little Maltese. We adopted her 3 years ago, and she just turned 15 and a half, we estimate. As we manage the compost against the house, we try not to have it above the brick line. Back in the patio pots, I'm fluffing the soil, adding labels, trying to keep track of everything. This year I've begun labeling plants. I've used a small photo album to collect labels when plants have been purchased throughout the years. If a plant doesn't make it, I remove the label from the album. I've used several pots from Home Goods and have some older ones I just love. The olive trees are a favorite, beautiful and a sweet reminder of our trip to Italy. Here's one of the smaller flower beds that frames our steps to the lower backyard. It has a hardy rosemary, more creeping jenny, some mums for green filler that have survived from last season. You will also see some pink and yellow calla lilies peeking through the greenery. Let me just say that I love this one beautiful bloom on my peony. This peony is blooming for the first time, a Cytherea. It's such a thrill to see the peony come back from last year. I purchased it after the bloom season and was able to enjoy the plant in its fall colors. More composting, more tidying, and always more wind. But it's so rewarding to see the garden looking fresh again. These two lower pots have Kansas peony, lamium, Wojo's gem vinica vine, and creeping jenny, as well as two more olive trees. This small bed has red vein sorrel, trailing rosemary, and two Sarah Bernhardt peonies. I'm working through another flower bed now. This one has more ajuga, another peony called crinkle white, and a hydrangea starting to flourish. You'll see red veined sorrel, some lantana tucked in that stays small because of the shade, and columbine that bloomed beautifully this year. There's a red-orange canna I planted to replace a juniper that caused irrigation issues last year. Always evolving out here. We will see how it blooms with some shade in this area. I'm using Christmas light stakes to pin down wires, then covering with compost. There's a peaceful rhythm to it all. Also, it makes me happy to hide those wires. I began the day with a delicious latte, and I ended the day spreading the coffee grounds around the hydrangeas. They seem to love it. The beds are looking beautiful, and there's still so much more to come as spring unfolds. Good evening, everyone. Today, did a lot of garden work. In our yard, we have so many flower beds, as my husband would say, I have to divide and conquer. So today, I started at the front of the backyard, got my tools out, pulled weeds. We have a lot of elm trees that produce little tiny elm trees. Turned the compost in the actually 4 flower beds up at the top, and also turned the mulch and the compost in several of the flower pots. Moved around a few flower pots, and really spent the time making those look beautiful today. Admired the peonies that are blooming, which I'm thrilled with. This is my first full year of having peonies. So much so that I bought 3 last year, and now I have probably 15 or 20 bulbs. Several of them hopefully will bloom this year, which I know is rare, but we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. But so worked on the upper flower beds today, and and just really cleaned up everything. Tomorrow we'll start moving down into the lower flower beds. Anyway, just enjoying the sunset, going to drink a glass of wine, and just enjoy this evening. See you next time. Thank you for joining me. I hope this inspires a little gardening joy, or at least a cozy moment to appreciate the season. See you in the next one.